predicting the Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway fight. I'm going to give you an actual prediction. I'll start with this, and then we'll get into some insider info as to why I think it. I 100% guarantee Conor McGregor will win this fight. He's the underdog, but there's something that nobody is seeing, something that's happening that I have a direct connect on. We're going to get into it, and I'm guaranteeing victory for Conor McGregor. We're going to get into all that. Plus, we're going to talk about the media tour they've got planned, the big media tour. How big is it going to be, actually? Is Nina Drama going to interview Conor McGregor? What are they going to do? Are they going to put these two together at the press conference? Will it be a shit show like some Conor press conferences before? Or is he going to be billionaire Conor, where he's in a good mood and he's really, really nice to Max? Are they going to try and push the beef? What is it going to be at the press tour? That's a big, big situation because Conor's press tours have gone super viral. His press tour with Jose Aldo set the precedent for all press tours moving forward. I'm hoping it gets crazy, but Max isn't like the craziest of crazy guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into all that. And also, in other UFC news, the White House card, the presentation stage has been built. The arcs over the top. I think they're calling it. They have some name for the shit. They're building that, man, and people are speaking out. People got some hot takes. They're talking about Trump, your boy. They're talking about Dana White's friendship with Donald Trump. They're talking about the fact it's Trump's birthday. Like, people are getting into it. We're going to get into all that. Plus, another person who Americans are we're not a fan of is Hamzat Chimaev. And Hamzat Chimaev is going at the All-American Sean Strickland. He wants the rematch, and he is saying the reason he lost is because of his weight cut. So he's got a built-in excuse, but guess what? The people are buying it. So we're going to get into all that. Plus, I'm dropping a video series. In addition to these lives, I go live every night. I'm also doing a brand risk video series because I met like every fucking world famous streamer essentially. So I'm going to do a video series on what each one of them is actually like in person. And I mean, I'm talking like I met Palm Beach Pete. That was fucking spooky. Well, I'm going to get into all that. So I'm dropping a video series. So make sure you subscribe and have notifications on to know when I go live and when those videos drop. Anyway, my name is King David MMA. I'm a professional MMA champion, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I coach and I train at Extreme Couture, the world's best gym on the entire planet. And if we talk about pro wrestling, just so you know I know what I'm talking about, my uncle was Hulk Hogan, my brother was Horace Hogan, and my cousin by marriage was Mike Awesome. So I come from a pro wrestling family. Sometimes we talk about that. Sometimes we get into that. And if we have time, I got a hot take on Brock Lesnar and his return to WWE. All right, let me get to the chat, and then we're going to get right into it. We got AZ Kaba saying, yo, we got Arp on the Dawn saying real ones here. Hey, man, I'm glad you brought that up, Arp, because this shirt's not for everybody, okay? You can get this shirt. I'll drop the link in the chat, but for 99% of every, it's like, it's not for you, right? Somebody was saying, oh man, the shirt's $30, bro. Dude, then the shirt's not for you, okay? It is not for you. If that's a big deal, I don't know how to wait, that's the wrong motherfucking dude. Hold up. I just if one of you knows how to work a computer, I got a job for you. What the fuck? Now it's not letting me drop this. I gotta unpin this. I gotta delete this message. How the fuck do I let me paste this into the chat? Anyway, it's not letting me fucking drop these. It's whatever. Anyway, man, I'll put it in the top comment or the description. Can I remove it? Can I remove it? Did that remove? All right, now I'm going to drop this here, paste that there, go here. Did that one work? Okay, that one worked. Now you can get a shirt, but guess what, guys? The shirt's probably not for you. You're probably not a real one, all right? Only real ones get the shirt, okay? Only real ones get the shirt. It's $30, and if that's a problem, the shirt's not for you. You get what I'm saying? That's not for everybody. I'm going to drop a line of shirts that are $100 because it's for real ones only. That's the whole thing. Also, tell your coach to go to Studio Millions. Studio Millions will hook them up, pack their gym. Coach will love you. It'll be all because of you. All right, guys. So let's get right into it. I'm on fucking 9,000 milligrams of caffeine. It's late at night. It's 11. We're staying caffeinated. All right, so a lot of people give you half-assed predictions. Oh, it's going to be a good fight. Hey, who do you think's going to win? Oh, the fans will win. No. I'm not doing that. I take sides. That's what I do. You're allowed to do whatever you want. All these other fighters can give you these half-assed, fence-sitting ass predictions. I'm going to give you a guarantee, something unheard of, in honor of Conor McGregor's predictive capabilities. Call him Mystic Mac because he predicts these things. Call me Mystic Dave because I predict this fight. Conor McGregor will win. I 100% guarantee it. Before you start saying I'm super psychic, I got a confession. I have insider information and it's very fucking big. It's very important. It is the determining factor in this fight, and no one is talking about it. No one is talking about it. Okay, so if you guys have not seen my video where I predict Josh Hokett will be the UFC world champion within 2 fights, go watch that video too, because I take sides. And I have a very strong case for Josh Hokett in there. Like, it's out of most people's comprehension. But when you watch the video, I've literally had people go like, bro, your Josh Hokett video? Dog. So go watch that, all right? Also, we got John Dong in the chat. John Dong is a legend. He is the first person to super like the channel. So when I got monetized and super chats, super likes, and all that were allowed, he has the title of the first inaugural person in history to drop a super like. So shout out to John Dong. You guys should all follow in his footsteps. He's a leader, he's a gentleman, and he's a scholar, guys. You can learn a lot from him. All right. Let me get so with the Conor fight, right? Uh, uh, Yeah, dog. I didn't watch Harry Potter, so I don't know what you're talking about. But I believe you that that's from Harry Potter. But as Azkaban. Yeah, okay, so Azkaban is saying, bro, Aspinall sleeps them all. Aspinall's not even in the picture. I'm gonna give you a preview of the fucking other video, then we're gonna get into this because this is important about this Conor fight. Aspinall's not in the picture. Aspinall's doctor says that he's not clear to continue. Aspinall's manager is publicly saying he wants to box Dana White. Those negotiations aren't going to go well. He's saying Tom should sit out and wait for more money. Okay, right. So we've got Tom Aspinall, who is listen. I'm not disagreeing that Tom could sleep anybody in the world. The problem is that he's putting himself into position after position of complicating his ability to fight with the UFC. Right, the UFC doesn't want to hear this eye poke shit. As real as it can be, as real as it is, they're like, get the fuck back in there and fight, dog. Bisping fought with one eye. What's your fucking problem? That's how they see it. I'm sure they probably don't say that publicly, but they're like, bro, listen, we run a fight organization. If you can fight, fight. If you can't fight, get the fuck out of the way for the people that can't fight. And they're probably very cutthroat about that because they're not in the business of like, hey man, we're trying to like be nice to people who are rehabbing. No, they got fights to put on. The show must go on. So as the show goes on, we've got Pereira versus Gone at the White House, and we've got Hokett. Hokett's gonna fucking blast double, ground and pound, get a win, and get on the mic. Aspinall. Now, if he got back in the picture, now we're getting anyways, I got a whole ass video on that. So this Conor thing. The thing that nobody realizes is that Conor McGregor was a fucking drug addict. Okay. So even when he was winning near the end of his career, he was partying super fucking hard. They were telling tales that when he went to fight Khabib, he wasn't even doing any form of like skill training. He literally was just bringing in like Russian dudes and just fucking fighting them every day. So he would bring in like 5 Russian dudes who would shoot takedowns on him, and then Conor would just try and KO him. And that was his training. And then he would go party. The thing that nobody realizes is Conor McGregor has done 2 things. Thing number 1, he's found God. He found Jesus Christ. Okay. So he reunited with his Christian faith, and he's also done something called ibogaine. Ibogaine is very controversial, but from what I'm understanding, ibogaine will take you from wanting to do drugs to having zero desire to do drugs in like something crazy like 80 to 90% of cases with 1 dose. With 2 doses, it's like 90% of people never fucking relapse or some shit. Some crazy shit. Now, my boy, who I met through Fight Circus, which if you don't follow Fight Circus, go follow Fight Circus at Fight Circus on Instagram. They got the craziest shit you've ever seen in your life. They got people with different pronouns fighting each other. It's I can't even talk about the fights because I'll get fucking banned off YouTube if I say the types of fights they have. That's how crazy it is. So go follow Fight Circus. But I met Mark Irwin, Mark the Shark. He's a bare knuckle BKB world champion, and he was in the main event. And I assisted him in the main event as a character called Dong Master 3000. I helped cheat. You know what I'm saying? Dirty, dastardly deed. Anyways, he and I, we became friendly because we're in the main event together. You know what I'm saying? A main eventer, stick with main event. You know what I mean? We get each other. We understand each other, right? Yeah, I'm just fucking with you guys. I'm like the most chill person. I like just meditate in the grass all day, and then I come on here and I like right. So, yeah, Mark is teammates and friends with Ian McCall. And if you guys ever see the highlight of someone on Demetrius Johnson's back with the hooks in, ground and pounding him and like sticking their tongue out and screaming, that's Ian McCall. Well, now Ian McCall went from being able to take Demetrius Johnson, who's considered the best fighter ever in human history, taking his back and ground and pounding him, right, to being like fucked off and like down bad, hit rock bottom. Why? Because of drugs. Well, he got on ibogaine and he didn't do drugs, and Mark did ibogaine, and they literally have like an ibogaine treatment facility, to my understanding, or some shit, because they podcast about it, and I don't know the legality of it all. I'm just saying, if it's legal, they probably got it, right? If it's not legal, they probably don't. Whatever, right? Anyways, Trump just approved ibogaine, or trials of ibogaine, right? Because Joe Rogan went to the White House. Anyways, ibogaine is all in the news. Conor did ibogaine. And allegedly, Conor has no desire to do drugs now. Conor likes 3 things: his family, his God, and training martial arts. And Conor is allegedly living in the gym. Like, like rounds on rounds on rounds in the gym. Training like early Conor, which no one has seen in decades. They've not seen it in years. But because Conor did ibogaine and he has no desire to party, that left a huge void, which used to be filled by training, later became filled by drugs, and is now refilled by training. We're going to see the best Conor McGregor we've ever fucking seen through the power of Jesus Christ, ibogaine, and sobriety, and he is going to bounce Max Holloway's head off the canvas. I absolutely guarantee it. Guys, I'm speaking from personal experience. I used to fight out of anger, and I did pretty good. I went 3-0. I got into the final round of casting on the Ultimate Fighter, and then I had a problem. And my problem was I became happy. Like, good vibes only. Hey, right. You know what I'm saying? And I became a very happy person, and I couldn't find the motivation to train. And then I had to do like serious introspection. And what I found was that instead of using the hate and the anger and the fucking fire to fuel me, I could get fired the fuck up by pursuing mastery. And I fucking fell in love with martial arts. Before, I was doing martial arts as like a fucking pushing away pain and pushing away fear and fucking trying to like fucking manage that, right? And then as I became happier in life and like a fucking well-adjusted person, I didn't have the desire to like fucking hurt people all the time. You know what I mean? And like I didn't care. I was like, what's the point of fight? Like it was weird to me. And then I fell in love with mastery. And I became the best martial artist I've ever been in my fucking life because I fell in love with the game. And I believe that's what's going on with Conor McGregor. Is Conor McGregor has re-fallen in love with the game. And the same void that he was trying to fill with drugs and drinking and partying, he has now realized through Ibogaine and a connection with Jesus Christ that he is going to fill his life with martial arts mastery. And therefore, he is going to obliterate Max Holloway. Not only that, expect Conor McGregor. I know this is a bold prediction and you guys aren't ready to hear it, but let it land on you. Conor McGregor will fight for the UFC title again. That's my prediction. Take it to the bank, bet on it, do whatever you got to do. Not financial advice, obviously. I don't advocate gambling, guys. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But do what you want to do, right? I'm just telling you that that's exactly what's going to happen. And the same way that I told you guys, Sneako's going to fuck himself up and lose all his friends, and Sneako fucked himself up and lost all his friends. Like, I make predictions on this channel, guys. I tell people exactly what's going to happen, and then it happens. That's what we do here. I said Sean Strickland will absolutely stuff Hamzat, bounce his balls off his fucking head, and win back his UFC world title. I said I know that to be 100% sure because I was at the gym. I train at Extreme Couture. Sean Strickland trains on the same mat as me. He's in the practice right before me because it's 170 pounds and up. And then when it's 170 pounds and under in pro practice, we come on the mats. Sean stays and coaches us. I know for a fact, I've seen the training. Hamzat's been to the gym. Everyone knows how the rounds went. I'm trying to tell you guys without fucking telling you guys, but this is exactly what's going to happen. And it's going to happen again with Conor McGregor. Let me check the chat. All right. So, we got some chat popping off. I didn't hear this info. Yeah, I think the Floyd fight ruined him for the Khabib fight. Yeah, so even in those, there were certain exchanges where Conor was doing well in terms of like looking better at dealing with Khabib's grappling than anybody else. Conor actually won, I think he won at least one round against Khabib. You know what I mean? And like nobody's done that, right? That on paper, because you know people will go back and say the Gleason Tebow fight. Some people scored that for Gleason Tebow. That's a whole other subject, right? We're not getting into martial arts history right now. I'm not here to teach a history lesson. I'm not here to fucking stun on everybody like I'm a subject matter expert, even though I am. I'm just going to be humble about it. And we're going to just leave that in the past. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to get back to the chat, guys. Yeah, I think Floyd fight ruined him. What do you think of Hokit's press conference? I see most people calling him cringe. Yeah, but people are calling him. People calling him cringe, but people are calling him, right? What about that other guy that was on the press conference that was like super chill and humble and like didn't say anything on the mic? And then when they interviewed him, he just thanked his coaches and his teammates. Oh, wait, nobody's talking about him, right? Because that's what everybody else does. Nobody does. So the fact that they're calling him, he's doing something right. He got himself on the fucking White House card. Shout out to Josh Hokit, the fucking people's champ, and he's the future heavyweight champion. I'm calling it now. I called that. I called the Strickland. I called the Sneako beef. I called just guys. This is just free game, right? I just for whatever reason, man. Maybe it's a meditation. Maybe it's the breath work. Maybe I'm just able to channel information from the universe because I have decalcified my pineal gland. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Las Vegas air, right? It could be anything. All I'm saying is I'm here for you guys. I just give you the game. You guys can run with it or not. You can resist it or not. It's up to you. I'm just telling you how it is. What do you think of Hoka's press conference? Simos Coca, John Dong. I think it's cringe but funny. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. Am I the only one thinking Justin will starch Ilya or force Ilya to wrestle to win? Dude, we're rooting for Justin Gaethje. We are rooting for him. Justin Gaethje by KO. Let's fucking go. We got Wrestling World 644. Hey, yo, Wrestling World, is that collegiate wrestling or is that pro wrestling? Because I have people from both genres on my channel. We got Josh Silva in the building. He hits us with the wavy emoji, right? We got 2024 to 2026. Conor was a legit monster. I think Max will punch the boogers out of old Conor. LMAO. Bro, bro, you gotta. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to give you the inside scoop, bro. I'm just Wrestling World says subscribe McGregor all the way. Yeah, there's only one Conor McGregor. Dude, we need that at least one more time, right? We need the fucking green and orange taking over Las Vegas. All the fucking crazy Irishmen. We need the chants, the soccer chants in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So you're delusional, bro. Connor is too nasty with the aim and has more power to pick off like O'Malley does. Fuck it, Connor for the dub. Let's manifest it. Hey, listen, hey, Josh Silva coming over to our way to think a shout out, bro. Yeah, I don't think he's as bad as people say. Connor will be the first triple champ. Takes it from Islam at 170. That's what I'm saying, bro. He's gonna fight fucking Islam Makhachev, bro. In the biggest fight in mixed martial arts history. They're gonna have to pull Jake Paul's broken jaw ass off the couch and make him fight fucking Mike Perry or something to try and do numbers like Connor versus Islam. Dude, Connor's gonna come back. Like, I love Max, but Connor's coming back. Focused Connor. We're gonna call it like Christian Connor or something. You know how they go like, oh, blonde haired so and so or fucking Dark Place GSP or whatever, right? Like this is gonna be maybe Christian Connor or Ibogaine Connor or whatever. Like sober Connor's coming back. Focus Connor at 170. Yeah, man. If he fights Islam, that's gonna fucking tear the roof off this motherfucker, right? MMA is back. MMA is fucking back, bro. Fuck brand risk and all the freak show fights. We got real fights coming back. Exactly. I'm not a huge fan of Hogan's trash talk yet, but step in the right direction. Yeah, man. At least he's doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody's doing nothing, and then the one guy's like, I'm gonna do something. And then, like, let's be real, he's not like super polished at it. But it's like the bar is zero. He's doing like above zero, and he's fucking taking over the world. Shout out to that guy. It's like, I know you guys are way too young to know this dude. His name was Tupac. And Tupac Shakur. And at one point he said, I peeped the weakness in the rap game and sowed it. And so that's what Josh Hoke is doing. He peeped the weakness in the UFC game and he sowed it. He went from zero to hero real fucking quick. 0 to 100. All right, I think McGregor wins also. I expect the fight to stay standing. McGregor is better boxer striker than Holloway, and TBH, Max is punch drunk. Also, of note, McGregor took Max Holloway down in their first fight, and Max has shown to have problems with somebody who insists on taking them down, like his last fight with Dubronx. Connor's got options, right? Connor could outstrike him. Connor's a fucking banger, right? Or maybe he could take him down. Maybe he could get Max a little bit scared of the takedown threat. Hit him with the fucking left. The rear hand. I'm betting on Justin. Yeah, bro. That's what we gotta manifest. We gotta manifest Justin Gaethje KOing that little Spanish booger Islam, what's his name? Ilia Topuria, who I'm a fan of, but not at the White House in America. Not on Trump's birthday, guys. You know what I'm saying? And as displeased with Trump as everyone can be for the fucking sake of the country. Justin Gaethje, bro, you gotta pull this off for us, bro. We need the F-16s with the red, white, and blue smoke going overhead as you raise the belt and the fucking fireworks are going off in the background. The White House is behind you. The president and Dana White are in there. And they're fucking showgirls in red, white, and blue with sequins on. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing, Justin, for the dub? Let's fucking go. Pro wrestling, my friend. Yeah, brother. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm gonna start dropping more pro wrestling stuff. I'm only going live right now. In addition to the lives, I'm not gonna stop the lives. I'm gonna start dropping like pro wrestling stories because my uncle was Hulk Hogan. So I have like insider shit that like no one has ever spoke about. So yeah, man, pro wrestling for the dub. I hate it when people say that if you like trash talk and beef, watch WWE. Why does trash talk have to be a WWE specific thing? Yeah, so I okay, I was on last night's live, we were talking about the distinction between, let's say, brand risk with all the influencers and celebrity streamers doing bullshit for views, right? Versus Strickland, who says controversial shit and then happens to get views. And I believe the distinction is authenticity. So where Strickland is authentic and says something controversial because he has controversial viewpoints, and then that happens to go viral, that's different than someone else going, hey, I don't really believe in this, but what can I say just to go viral? Or what can I do to go viral? I equated it to sticking your dick in the mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? Like for the views, right? Putting your balls in the gravy. Well, like, you don't really want to put your balls in the gravy. You don't want to stir the mashed potatoes up with your dick, right? But like, hey man, it'll get views. I'm going to stick my dick in the mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So that was my take on that. And I believe that the more people talk, the higher the stakes get, the more pressure starts to rise. And that is what makes people interested in the fight. Is like, what's at risk? This dude said this dude said that, this dude said this, and now they're outdoing each other. And now one of you motherfuckers is right and one of you motherfuckers is wrong. And that's what's on this fight. It's who's right and who's wrong. So you raise the stakes, you raise the interest. If Conor versus Islam happens, it would break the fucking world. Can you imagine? Dude, I believe he's going to beat Max and then he's going to fight fucking Islam Makhachev. Conor had torn ACL in his first fight and still beat him. Yeah, Conor was trying to pass in half guard and then Max bridged and tore his ACL. That was pretty fucking gnarly. I still think about that when I'm passing half guard. I'm very aware of if people's feet are on the mat and they have like loaded hips to bridge because of that fight. Didn't McGregor just get a black belt in something also? I didn't see that, but dude, if he got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that'd be pretty epic. People don't realize, people say Conor can't grapple because Khabib out-grappled him. But like Conor swept Nate Diaz with an X-guard sweep, and Nate Diaz is fucking excellent. Nate Diaz beat Ryan Hall in a gi match, bro. Ryan Hall's fucking good, dude. I've trained with Ryan Hall. He's fucking excellent. I train with everybody in the world. I train at Extreme Couture. I'm on the pro team. I go with the world champions. Ryan Hall is fucking excellent. He might have the best jujitsu for fucking MMA I've ever felt. And it's very niche and it's very sport jujitsu mixed with MMA. It's unlike anything you've ever fucking felt. That dude is, they call him the wizard for a reason. He's a fucking wizard. And Nate beat him and Conor McGregor X-guard swept Nate. So McGregor is better on the ground than people fucking realize. McGregor would tap a lot of fucking people in a jiu-jitsu tournament. Hot take, McGregor, hey, you BJJ guys watching this, McGregor would tap you. Guys, if you do BJJ, McGregor would tap you in jiu-jitsu, guys. Don't get it twisted. Just because he's better at striking doesn't mean that he's not good at grappling. It's like, oh, Khabib fucking tapped him. Yeah, dog, Khabib's going to tap pretty much anybody. I think Hogan is awesome for the UFC, but he's barking up the wrong tree with Pereira. How is Pereira going to stop the takedown, my guy? Hey, how's he going to stop the takedown, my guy? Hey, you know what I was telling? There's a little dude at the gym. His name's Kerwin. He's like 14, 15, and he doesn't want to grapple. He just wants to. He actually wants to coach. So he tries to hold mitts for his friends and stuff, and then sometimes he tries to hold for pros, and then the pros have varying viewpoints on his mitt holding development. But we love the kid, right? But like I saw him at the gym and he's walking right by the no-gi mat. I said, yo, Kerwin. He said, what's up? I said, dude. Actually, he said, what's up, Coach Dave? So he put some respect on it. You know what I mean? So shout out to him because he was having a problem calling coaches coach at the gym. And now he's calling coaches coach. So he's learning, right? And so he's like, yo, what's up, Coach Dave? And I'm like, yo, bro, you know what? We call a striker who doesn't know how to grapple. And he said, what's that? I said, harmless. Pointed in his face and walked away. And he still chose not to grapple. I'm like, bro, you're at Extreme Couture. You can fix that. You can learn how to grapple, right? He's choosing not to, you know what I mean? But when we're young, man, haven't we all wasted some of our gifts when we were young? Don't we wish we could go back and talk to young us and shake the fucking shit out of us and go, yo, young self, the fuck's be serious. You know, maybe that's just me. But see, you see what I'm saying? That's why good vibes only. I'm in the backyard meditating, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the backyard meditating every day. I'm becoming a happier person. You could tell I'm working past the trauma. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's what got me a pro title on a black belt. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? Here we are, right? Here we are. I'm here with you guys. I'm happy about that. All right, I think Justin has way more chance than people are talking about. Nobody talking about the calf and leg kicks of Justin Gaethje, dude. If Justin can do this, and can you imagine Justin fucking KOs him, gets the belt, takes his fucking gloves off, sets his gloves down. The fucking F-16s are overhead. The sun's setting behind him. It's like a oil painting. You know what I'm saying? Like a memory, like a moment in time, the iconic, historic photograph that goes down in the history books. And then as he leaves, right? And the crowd's dissipating, and the clouds, the F-16 smoke, the red, white, and blue is like fading in the air. Someone goes in and gets a picture of the gloves with the White House and the fucking faded smoke in the background. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? Justin Gaethje, let's fucking go for America. We should definitely collab if you start doing pro wrestling content. I subscribe to your channel, man. Love the content. Keep it up. Have a good night. Hey, good night, brother. Thank you for the subscription. I'm gonna check your channel out if you do pro wrestling, dude. People don't realize, like, I fight MMA. I'm balls deep in like pro wrestling lore. Like, I'm balls deep in pro wrestling lore. I talk about it sometimes on the channel, but like a lot of what I watch on like Instagram Reels or even Netflix, right? I got a Netflix account for the Jake Paul fight and well, for the MVP Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight, actually, that Jake Paul promoted. And you know what I do? I watch that. That's the only thing I watch, and then I watch WWE. That's what I do. I'm not saying it's what anyone else should do. I'm just saying that's what I do. And I especially love like older WWE, like the flashbacks, like when they do the whole stories, like Rock versus Stone Cold, and they do the behind the scenes and the interviews and all that. I'm fucking so balls deep in that. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I want to see Connor beat Max, then get Dustin back, and then Islam. Can you imagine? Fuck, dude, that'd be crazy. Can you imagine Connor beats Max, fights Islam, and then Dustin comes back for one last one? You know what I'm saying? For one last one? Holy crap, that'd be crazy. Silva, yes, Justin has heavy, nasty leg kicks. If he uses them wisely, it will work. Yeah, man, it's fucking. I kick the shit out of little homie's legs, bro. And then we're also talking about the White House. I guess they're building the White House. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up because I think it's called the claw that goes over it. They're building like a dome-like structure for the lighting and everything that's required for production of that nature. And this is such big news internationally. My girlfriend is a Chinese genius. Okay, she's got 4.0 at Berkeley. She's a fucking, I'm talking genius. English is not her first language; it's her second language. She taught herself English while she was in high school in China, where they go to school for 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then after school she taught herself English, and she is now an English professor in America, and she's got a 4.0 at Berkeley. You know what I'm saying? In addition to winning a world beauty pageant in China. She's amazing, but we're not here to just me to gloat on my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Um, but she told me today, she was like, why don't you make this the subject of your life? And I wanted to include it because I find it's fucking culturally relevant that her friend, who is also Chinese, who doesn't know too much about America, right? Who is very still kind of lifestyle like back home in China. Like she's very she's what do they call it? Not necessarily like super like westernized, if that makes any sense. So she's not hip to the UFC. She don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like if my girlfriend's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's a fighter." She's like, "What do you mean?" Like she's out of the loop. She's not in our circle. And she text my girlfriend today about the structure being built at the White House because there's going to be UFC fights there. She's like, "Oh, they're going to do some kind of fights at the White House. Did you see this? They're building a structure." You know what I mean? So, like, it's penetrated international culture. So, I think this White House card is going to be fucking gigantic. People are talking about what's going to be bigger, the White House or the Netflix card. And when I got that piece of information today, I was like, dude, I didn't really think about the significance of how big a fight at the White House would be for international news. Like in America, where the country's polarized it's kind of like, oh, Trump's doing something crazy, blah, 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 right? And then like people support him or they don't or whatever, and then people got their opinions on Dana, and like it's kind of like another fight, and like a lot of people feel like Trump's kind of played out, and then other people are like upset that Trump didn't do what they voted for him. Like so it's like kind of downplayed the significance of it. But internationally, dude, these countries, I'm gonna keep it real, guys. They look up to us. They look up to America. Like the Chinese population really respects America. And for the fact that there's a UFC happening at the White House, this is gonna bring like millions and millions, if not billions, of people worldwide to have front of mind attention on the fact that something exists called the UFC because there's an event happening at the White House. So yeah, this might be the biggest fight in history. Also, um, Hamzat has called out Strickland again, and he says he wants a rematch. The problem is the weight cut, which I don't think they're going to give him the fight because if weight is an issue, they're not going to want to put the belt on a guy who may or may not make weight, right? So if we could, can you imagine last minute they add Hamzat versus Strickland to the White House card? I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying they could do anything they want to do. What if they do last minute Strickland versus Imanov? You know, like they could, right? They could just pull another one out. Sean Strickland at the White House, I don't think they would put him there because I don't believe that they would trust that he's going to say things that are not going to upset the people that are there. But man, that if they put that fight on, that then I would say that's probably going to be the biggest event in history. It still might. It still fucking might. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed because I'm dropping the brand risk video series, and I'm also going to be dropping the pro wrestling stuff soon. So I've got a different idea for the actual videos that are going to go on this channel. With the lives, I'm kind of just vibing out with you guys, and I got like some stuff to talk about, but like we can go way off topic. We can get weird. We start talking about fucking aliens. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm here for it, as long as it's not too weird, like in a creepy way. You know what I'm saying? Aliens, all that. It's all good. The other day I was on here giving dating advice. If you didn't see the dating advice one where we went off topic and I started talking about dating, I was giving gems away. Pure gold gems. So much so that there were women in the chat agreeing with what I was saying. They were like, wow, I really like that. I really like that. And I'm like, that's what we do here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't just happen to randomly have a dime piece, international beauty pageant winning genius girlfriend who's a fucking TikTok influencer with 270,000 fucking followers making bank being fucking hot and smart on the internet. Like, that doesn't just magically happen. You know what I'm saying? So I give the game away on here, guys. I'm like, here's how to have a healthy, successful relationship with a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? But that was a different live, right? This live we're doing different. But I want to do a series where like I go through each person I met at Brand Risk. So for instance, I met Palm Beach Pete. I'm gonna do a video on that. I met Neon, the streamer. Gonna do a video on that. I met Larry Wheels. Do a video on that. Me and Marab got clip farmed. I dropped a live on that last night. If you haven't seen the me and Marab get clip farmed video, go watch last night's live. That was a whole ass. That event was off the fucking chain. That was the craziest thing I've seen in a minute. That was the craziest thing I've seen since I've been in Thailand. Okay, so that was the craziest thing I've seen in America. And then yeah, who else? Steve will do it. 6ix9ine. What are all these guys like in person? Right? Because they're different on camera and off camera. So we're gonna get into all that. I'm gonna make a video series on that, and then I'm also gonna be doing a series on pro wrestling stories, like behind the scenes stuff with my uncle and just other pro wrestlers. Cause you know what I mean? Like, why not? Right? I can do unlimited videos. Why not do unlimited videos? So, anyways, guys, that is the show for tonight. Let me check the chat one last time before I pop the fuck off here. Appreciate you guys for subscribing. Appreciate everybody whose fingers hovering over the fucking super chat or super like button, about to drop it. Shout out to you guys. I say wisely because when Justin throws those kicks and he's out the left, so overhands. Yeah. Wait. I need to pull up more. I want to see Conor beat scissors, just heavy leg kicks. Do you think Prime McGregor would KO Diego Lopez? I think this McGregor would KO Diego Lopez. I think that we might see Prime McGregor. I think that there might be a better version of Conor McGregor coming back. And I know people are like, oh, he broke his leg and he's been out for 5 years. Yeah, but he was fucking partying hard. The guy was fucking on a lot of cocaine, guys. He was doing that with like not a lot of sleep. He was doing that with like coming to the UFC covered in glitter from being at the strip club all the night. You know what I mean? Like just walking up, waking, and then going out there and just fucking knocking dudes dead. So if he could do that while he's abusing substances, imagine what he could do when he's fucking laser focused and taking all that energy and focusing into becoming the best fighter he can. I listened to an interview with him today, and he was discussing how he used to visualize perfection all the time. And he would get it oftentimes. 90% of the time, he would visualize it before, like, let's say Aldo, visualize KOing him, KOing him, KOing him, and the exact sequence would happen. And now he has, in addition to his perfect visualization, he's also got like systems for if something goes wrong, like if his shoulder separates, how can he win the fight with a separated shoulder? If he breaks his hand, how can he win the fight with only one hand? If he kicks and hurts his foot or stubs his toe, how can he win the fight from the opposite stance? So he's built in systems, so he's prepared for worst case scenarios, and then he's going to continue to visualize the perfect fight. So Def would KO Lopez. Volk legit piece Lopez up so bad. Conor would do him like he did Alvarez. Yeah, dude. That fight, Conor versus Alvarez was poetry in motion. I watch that fight before I go fight. Every time I go fight, I have a series of fights I watch. One of them is Conor versus Alvarez. Another one is Conor versus Chad Mendez. And I watch those on repeat. And then I watch a lot of you know, like Hamzat fights. I watch a lot of different people, but I always watch Conor versus Mendez and Conor versus Alvarez. Yeah, it was so disappointed in Lopez's last fight. Yeah, man. Volk's a smart guy, right? You can find tendencies in a lot of these fighters, and then Volk exploits tendencies really well. He is very well studied, and he has a coaching staff that is very on point. They are not winging it. Where some people are in there winging it and they still have success, Volk and his team are not. They have a very, very specific game plan. They have very specific scenarios that they're going to try and force. And then when they're in those scenarios, they will spam them on repeat and win the fucking fight. So, anyways, guys, shout out to all the real ones in the chat. You know what I'm saying? All my real ones out there. And I love you guys, man. Have a great night. And I will see you on tomorrow's live. Let's freaking go.